Alright, welcome into episode 4 of the Cupcast. This is our third and final outlook of the group stage of which teams have qualified for the tournament. If you missed the last two episodes, I went through the first 32 nations that have qualified for the tournament in groups A through, I don't know, G, H, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Yeah, H. So go ahead and check out those videos. They are on this channel. But for those of you who haven't met me, I'm Will, and all summer long I'm going to be bringing you content around the FIFA World Cup, which is being played in America. I'm American. That's why I'm so interested this year. I also just love the sport. If you can tell by the jersey behind me, big soccer guy. So, you know what? Enough about me. Let's just get into the video. All right, we are kicking things off with Group I, and we're going to start it off with France. France, they are the reigning runner-ups of the competition after they won the 2018 World Cup in Russia. They did lose the final in 2022 to Argentina on penalties. What a game that was. They were down 2-0. Kylian Mbappe scores a hat-trick. He gets his third goal in extra time. They go to penalties. They lose. But, if you take a look at this French side, that front line is surely one of the best to have ever played in this tournament. I expect them to score loads of goals and make another far run in the tournament. They are ranked first in the entire world right now, and they are ranked that high for a reason. All right, we're going to move on with Senegal, technically the reigning champions of AFCON. I have no clue. They won the game, and then months later they had to forfeit the game. I don't know who won. I have no idea. But Sadio Mane is back in the World Cup. Senegal suffered a round of 16 loss in 2022 to England. They lost 3-0. But they have an experienced side, and like I said, they just made that run in AFCON back in December. So maybe it translates to the United States this summer. They did just lose to the United States 3-2. It wasn't a great showing for them. But, who knows? Iraq has qualified for its second ever World Cup. They are the third team in Group I. They're ranked 57th in the world. I'm just going to be honest. No idea about anything around the Iraqi national team. But I do wish them the best this summer. I will watch some of their games. We'll see. Maybe there's a player that I recognize or someone that surprises me. So best of luck to them. Not an easy draw at all. I would feel really bad if I was them, because they've got three very tough teams in Group I. And wrapping out Group I with Norway. I know I've mentioned a few underdogs, a few sleepers in the tournament. I mean, Norway has Erling Haaland. I think that automatically makes them a dangerous threat because it's Erling Haaland. He's not real. And then they also have Martin Odegaard, Oscar Bob. They've got Alexander Sorloth. They've got Strang Larson. They've got Patrick Berg, who has led Bodo Glimt to a Champions League knockout stage and a Europa League semifinal, in 2 years. What a run he's on. And now he's in the World Cup with Norway, making just their, I don't know, fifth appearance maybe in the tournament, and their first in quite some time. Their fourth appearance in the tournament, actually. They are 31st in the nation, and they're coming out of Europe, obviously. So, good luck to Norway. I mentioned, it's a tough group, but I do think Norway can beat Senegal. I think they'll beat Iraq, and maybe France will slip up. I expect Norway to make it out. Moving on to Group J, we have the reigning champions, Argentina. I just mentioned it. They beat France on penalties in the final in Qatar in 2022. Leo Messi finally captured his long-awaited World Cup crown that he has been chasing, and he's back again. A lot of people thought maybe that'd be his last run. Nope, he's going to give it one more shot. Certainly, this is his last tournament, so he'll get one send-off. He is playing in Inter Miami, so he's, gotten accustomed to the United States weather, so we'll see if that can help them. Argentina, they've got a loaded side. Do they have what it takes to go back-to-back? I don't think they're the best team in the tournament, but they do have the experience. And if there's one thing about Argentina, those players will literally die for the badge. I mean, you got to respect it. Next up, we have Austria making their 8th appearance in the World Cup. They didn't qualify for Qatar in 2022, but they do return this year. They're ranked 23rd in the world. I actually think Austria's got a lot of talent on this team. They only lost one game in the qualification stage, so maybe that translates to the tournament. I gotta do this as a Tottenham fan. Shout out Kevin Danso. Big reason why Tottenham will be playing in the Premier League next season and did not get relegated. I'm a big fan of Super Kev, so come on, you Spurs. I wish Kevin Danso and the Austrian national team the best of luck this summer in the United States. Then there's Algeria. A lot of A nations in this group. It's kind of weird. It's almost like they should have been in Group A because you got Argentina, Austria, and now Algeria, but whatever. Algeria is making their 5th appearance in the World Cup. They did not qualify for the previous 2 in Qatar and Russia, but they did make the round of 16 in Brazil in 2014. They're led by former Man City winner Riyad Mahrez, who now plays in Saudi Arabia with Al Ahly, I believe. So maybe he can lead Algeria back to the knockout stages. And we are wrapping up with Jordan in Group J. All right, so it makes sense now. You've got a J Nation, Jordan, Group J. Yeah. They're making their debut. It's their first ever World Cup. So welcome to the party, Jordan. They did make the Asian Cup Finals in 2023 where they lost 3-0 to Qatar. But the momentum has clearly carried over because, like I said, they're making their debut in the World Cup. All right, moving on to Group K, and we're going to start with Portugal. Portugal ranked 5th in the world, led by Cristiano Ronaldo in what is probably his last ever. He's down to his last few matches in competitive football. I mean, he's in his 40s now. He's like Tom Brady, man. Ronaldo's one of the, if not the greatest to ever do it. But he's been wanting to lift the World Cup since he was a teenager, and it's his last ride. They got knocked out in the quarterfinals against Morocco in Qatar in 2022. They're ranked 5th in the world. Is it 9th time the charm for the Portuguese? They've never won the World Cup. They've only ever won one national major trophy, and that was the Euros in 2016. Can they now win the World Cup a decade later? Who knows? All right, the Democratic Republic of Congo returns for the 2nd time ever. This time, they're bringing that one fan who stands still in the stands like a statue the whole time, the whole game, the whole 90 minutes. Don't know how he does it, but that is freaking awesome. Like, I love that guy. I want to be that guy. Not really, but like, huge shout out to that guy. I hope he can make it to the tournament. That'd be great to see, man. That would just be great to see. They made a deep run in AFCON in December, and now they're headed to the World Cup for the 2nd time ever. So congratulations to the DR Congo. We've got another debut now, and it is Uzbekistan. They're ranked 50th in the world, and now they are, in the World Cup. They're led by that 22-year-old Man City defender, Kuzanov. I'm not going to try to say his last name or his first name because it's not going to go well. But Kuzanov has led Uzbekistan to the World Cup. There are not a lot of expectations for them. They did lose to Canada, I believe, earlier this week, so they've already let me down there. So, I don't know. Hopefully they can get a point. Some people are thinking that they can win a game. I don't, but best of luck to them. And wrapping things up in Group K with Colombia, who missed the last World Cup in 2022, but they reached the final of the Copa America in 2024. They did lose, but it was a great game. They also made the round of 16 in Russia in 2018, where they got knocked out on pens. They scored like a last-second goal at the death off a corner against England, and then they lost to England on penalties. I don't know how you lose to England on penalties, but Colombia found a way. This year, they are led by Luis Diaz, one of my friends in the soccer community. He is Colombian, and so I told him that I'd shout him out. I know he's watching, and I told him that I'd root for Colombia. So, James, I wish you the best of luck. All right, our final group of the video and of this part of the series is Group L, the first ever Group L. It's also been the first ever K and whatnot, but whatever. We're going to start things off with England. England lost to France in the quarterfinals back in 2022. They then lost in the Euro finals to Spain in 2024. They also lost in the Euro finals to Italy in 2020. They also lost to to Croatia in the semifinals of the World Cup in 2018. They've lost a lot of deep knockout stages in the last couple of years. This tournament, they are led by Thomas Tuchel. Gareth Southgate is gone. Thomas Tuchel is in, and England fans are not happy because he's picked a very confusing and controversial squad. He chose to leave the likes of, Phil Foden and Cole Palmer and Trent Alexander-Arnold back in England, but he's brought Jordan Henderson and I hate to do this, but Jed Spence of Tottenham probably should not have gotten called up, but he did. They're led, though, by their captain and their greatest goal scorer ever, and arguably the best striker in the world. Totally no bias there. And Harry Kane, former Tottenham guy, now with Bayern Munich. I am American, and so it kind of feels weird to say I pull for England because we kind of did fight them in 2 wars, and we beat them in 2 wars. But I do pull for England a little bit. I went to England once. I've got these little Great Britain glasses that I got off the streets of England. I actually got this in England too. A little bit of fun fact there about my life. But I do love me some Harry Kane, and I hope that he can finally win a major trophy, not just the Bundesliga, and people can finally put some respect on his name. All right, next up we have Croatia, who have just been, outside of France and Argentina, the most consistent performer in the World Cup the past 2 tournaments. They've made the semifinals 2 consecutive tournaments in a row. They lost to France in the final in 2018, and then they finished 3rd in Qatar in 2022. They are an aging squad. 40-year-old Luka Modric is in this squad. I don't know how. Don't know why. Good for him. Wish him the best. I don't think he'll play. I mean, there's no way he plays a lot. I mean, he is Luka Modric, but still, he's 40. It's crazy. Can he finally lead them to the World Cup title? Who knows? But he is 40. Ivan Perisic is also in the squad. He's also old. He tore his ACL a couple years ago, so I'm glad he made a recovery, but wow. Then they have that wonder kid who's like the best center back in the world, Luka Vuskovic. A lot of Tottenham connections with this Croatian team. So, yeah. All right, Ghana is back in the World Cup, making their 5th appearance. They did not make the tournament in 2022. Ghana has some quality. They've got Jordan Ayew. They've got Antoine, I think, Semenyo. They've got Inaki Williams. Muhammad Kudus is hurt. He tore his quad or his hamstring or something like that. He will miss the tournament, so they don't have that. They also have a tough draw. Like, this is not a very easy group. I sort of feel bad for them, but maybe they'll win a game. The Black Stars is what they're called. A little bit of beef between Ghana and the United States in the World Cup. So I'm just glad we don't have to play them this. And our final team of the video is Panama. The 48th and final team in the tournament. Panama, making their 2nd appearance in the World Cup after they missed Qatar in 2022, but they made their debut in Russia in 2018. Panama is currently ranked 33rd overall in the world. Not the easiest draw. They got knocked out in the group stage. I don't think they won a game. Maybe they beat Tunisia. I don't remember how they did in 2018, but I know they got knocked out in the group stage. They lost to England, like 6-1. John Stones almost scored a hat trick. It was crazy. But they're back for the 2nd time ever. So welcome back, Panama. Welcome back. That's going to do it for today's video. We are done. We've gone over all 48 nations that are participating this summer, and now we can finally get into the good stuff. I will be out of town for like 2 days, so there'll be a little break with some of the videos, but don't worry, I'm working on it. We're gonna have a ton of content for the early part of next week before the tournament really kicks off. I still got to do my predictions. I got to go over the dark horses. I've got to go over the favorites. I've got 3 videos coming out. Y'all be patient with me. I'm sorry. I'm going to go see the Yankees play in New York. Not MetLife Stadium, or excuse me, New Jersey Soccer Stadium, where the final of the World Cup is being played. I'm going to Yankee Stadium. So, yeah. But I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with all of your friends so they can learn about the nations in the World Cup. Who doesn't love a little bit of geography and history and soccer and me, to be honest with you, and me. So I'm Will. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time on the Cupcast.